Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the softball field here at the Breed Complex. We're finally underway. We had to wait quite a bit for the umpire. He's behind the plate. He finally showed up. The base umpire didn't want to start without him. Sophia Savino, the third baseman, leading off for Fenwick. So it's Catholic Central League. St. Mary's against Fenwick. St. Mary's looking to go 5-0. Fenwick looking to go over 500. They're 1-1. And this is the grudge match. Anytime it's Fenwick and St. Mary's, it's a must-win for both teams. Popped out of play. Anna Frank Woolley is on the mound for St. Mary's. So it was like a who's who, believe it or not, with the plate umpire. Came in the park. If you're familiar with Breed, the baseball diamond behind the softball diamond, difficult to get into. Somehow we get into it out in left field, walked all the way through to right field, got to the corner. There's no gate there. He had to climb over the fence. Angie Katina will make the unassisted play at first. When he finally got down the corner and realized there was no gate to go out, he had to climb over it. And then he fell when he climbed over the fence. Thank God it was a short fence. And then he had to walk all the way around down the left field line past third base to get to home plate, when all he had to do was walk down the pathway that leads from the main baseball diamond down to the softball diamond. The baseball diamond and the other diamond is already in the second inning. We finally get started here for softball. Meg Birkinshaw is the first baseman, is the hitter for Fenwick. In for a strike. Birkinshaw squared like she was button. She was just taking the pitch. What a difference a day makes. A clear blue sky, not a cloud anywhere. It's in the 80s. Hard to believe in the 80s. The on deck hitter up on the pitcher thought that was strike three. She started to come up to the plate. Up and away, the count goes 3-2. So everybody in short sleeve shirts and shorts. And 2 days ago, I was bundled up like I was doing a hockey game at Connery. Hit to second base. Gabby Marichal makes the play over to Catino. Catino's got two putouts in the first two hitters. 2 up, 2 down for Gigi Oppont, the pitcher. She's 1-1, but she pitched a no-hitter in her first game against Salem Academy. It's a very young Fenwick team. Down and in for a ball. In for a strike. Frank Woolley was the backup to Lily Newhall last year. She got to throw some innings, pitch some games, did very well. And she takes over this year, and she's doing a very good job. Hit in the right field for a base hit. Zukas gets to it quickly and gets it back. So Oppont, the pitcher, gets the first hit of the game. Mia Mercurio, the shortstop, will be the hitter. And right away we'll have a runner at first. in for a strike. Medeiros. Is the runner at first for the pitcher, Arpont. Low for a ball. Low again for a ball. Up and away, the count goes 3-1. Frank Woolley on the mound. Roma Braid doing the catching. And that's ball 4. So after 2 quick outs, a hit and a walk, put 2 on for the Crusaders of Fenwick. And it brings up Lily Bonacorsi, the center fielder. And it brings a little conference on the mound with St. Mary's. Not with the coach, just with the players. High and tight for a ball. Hit foul at home plate. Off the foot of Bonacorsi. Hit in the left field for a base hit. The runner to the throw the place, he's out. Great throw. Laurie Sherrill with a great throw. Bonacorsi gets a base hit. She threw it right on the money. Bray just had to catch it, tag the runner. Throw was long way away. The runner was a long way away from the plate when Braid had the throw. Great hustle by Sherrill. She got over to the line. Fielder wasn't hit that hard. Looked like Fenwick was going to take the lead. Threw it right on the money. Perfect throw to the plate. Braid finishes it up with the tag on the runner. And Fenwick gets 3 base runners, but they're thrown out at the plate. So Fenwick doesn't score. We'll move into the bottom of the first. It'll be Ashanti Padilla, the third baseman, leading off. Brooke Maloney will play center field and bat second. Pitching and batting third, Anna Frank Woolley. Louis Sherrill, who made that great defensive play, the left fielder will hit in the cleanup spot. Playing short and batting fifth, Michaela Walker. The catcher, who was the other half of that out at the plate, Roma Braid, will hit number 6. The designated player, Riley Williams, she's hitting for the first baseman. Angie Catino had 2 putouts in that inning. Angie, outstanding goaltender, probably the best around. had a great career with St. Mary's hockey team, helping them win an awful lot of hockey games. Catino was the first baseman. Williams hitting for her. Second baseman Gabby Marichal will hit number 8. And the right fielder, Riley Zukas, will pick up the bottom of the batting order, batting 9th. So Opont on the mound. And it was the run of Madero, so got thrown out to play running for Opont. Swing and a miss. I thought she was a sophomore, but I guess she's a junior. Opont. Chases that high pitch. That was way out of the strike zone. 2 quick strikes. Way up. A little too high to swing at that one. 1-2 the count. Swing and a miss. She gets a strikeout. So the strikeout swinging starts at the bottom of the first. Brooke Maloney. We mention every time Brooke, outstanding athlete, 3-sport athlete at St. Mary's, soccer, basketball, part of the women's state championship basketball team this year. And obviously softball. She's a center fielder now. As an 8th grader, she played first base and she was an all-star in the league. And I can easily say, being the outstanding athlete she is, she's a much better person. As most of these young ladies and young men are. She chased that pitch way up and in, swung right through it. Call 3rd strike. Auspicious start for Opont. Swinging and now a call 3rd strike. And Frank Woolley, the pitcher, will be the hitter. Hit up the middle in the center field for a base hit. She jumped on the first pitch. Now they throw it away and she moves over to second. So she's in scoring position for Lori Sherrill, who made that great throw to the plate to cut down the run, trying to score. So both pitchers have got base hits against each other. Frank Woolley will run for herself. And they're not going to pitch to Sherrill, they're going to walk her. They walk her intentionally. That'll set up a force at any base. And Michaela Walker will try to come up with a big 2-out hit. She's got a few this year. In for a strike. So Fenwick had 2 on after 2 out. A hit and a walk. St. Mary's duplicates it with a hit and a walk. Fenwick got a second hit, but the runner was thrown out at the plate. St. Mary's is hoping Walker can get the second hit here. Off to the right side again, foul. Franguli got a 2-out single. Then when they threw the ball away, she went to second. They walked Sherrill intentionally. Walker trying to make him pay for the walk. hit off her foot or leg. And we'll do it again. Hit in the right field for a base hit. Frank Woolley's going to score. Walker comes through with a big 2-out hit. She hit a couple of foul balls to the right side. Now she rips it between the first baseman and the second baseman. So they make him pay for the intentional walk. Surreal hustles over to third. Walker's at first and third for Roma Braid, the catcher. That one goes to the backstop. The runner is safe at the plate on the wild pitch. Hustling all the way to third is Walker. So the run scores on the wild pitch. Walker took off and just went all the way to third. So she's at third with 2 outs. St. Mary's has got 2 in the inning. Fenwick thought they had 2-out Lightning, but the runner was thrown out at the plate. St. Mary's has 2-out Lightning, and that intentional walk hurt Fenwick. It extended the inning for Walker with a base hit. The wild pitch scores a run. Swing and a miss. Swing and a miss again. Well, Braid, the young catcher, does a great job behind the plate, handling the pitching. Swing and a miss. So they started with 2 strikeouts. She strikes out the side. But St. Mary's comes up with a big 2-out hit by Walker, and then a wild pitch, and enables St. Mary's to grab a 2-0 lead. We finished an inning. St. Mary's 2, Fenwick nothing. 6, 7, and 8 for Fenwick as we start the second inning. Talk about a school having a great winter season. St. Mary's almost did it all, but they had just a tremendous winter season. The football team, the boys basketball team, the girls basketball, girls hockey, all 4 teams went to the state final. That's 4 from the same school going to the state final in the same year. The boys won the Super Bowl. The girls basketball team won the state championship. The girls hockey team got to play at Boston Garden. The boys football team did that one better. They got to play at Fenway Park on Thanksgiving against Austin Prep. And on top of that, long run for Zukas, runs out of real estate that goes over the fence. And then after playing at Fenway Park, they get to play at Patriots Gillette Stadium in the Super Bowl. For the seniors on that team, you can't end your career, high school career, any better than that. Gabby Mavori, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. She's the catcher. It was hard to read the coach's writing. High for a ball. Didn't miss by much. That's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. And she loses her. So a walk starts the top of the second inning. Lonnie Timpson, the left fielder, will be the hitter. Second walk given up by Frank Woolley. In for a strike. Squares the bunt. Goes foul. Padilla quickly to the ball, ready to throw the ball. They call it foul. No wasted motion by Padilla. She got to it very quickly. As soon as she hand shortened up, she was breaking to the plate. Got to it quickly and was just about to throw it when they said foul ball. Swing and a miss. She gets her first strikeout for Frank Woolley. Macy Dunn, the right fielder, will be the hitter. In for a strike. Up and away for a ball. 1-1 the count. Catholic Central League softball. St. Mary's, the Spartans, taking on Fenwick Crusaders. Punches it foul down the first baseline. In on the hands. Cut that down, way down the lower part of the bat. Popped up. Gabby Marichal has to come in 3 or 4 steps. Just an easy pop. 2 away. Julie Mishek. And again, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly also. She's the designated player. She's hitting for the second baseman, Katie O'Brien. I can handle that one, Katie O'Brien. Swing and a miss. Top of the order, Sophia Savino, the third baseman, on deck. Quickly 2 strikes. Strike 3 call, good pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning, so the walk leading off doesn't hurt, gets stranded at first base. We'll move into the bottom half of the second inning. And for St. Mary's, will be 7, 8, and 9. The bottom 3 in the order to face Gigi Arpont, who will be starting her second inning of work. Riley Williams hitting for Angie Catino, the first baseman. Gabby Marichal, Riley Zook, excuse me. The 3 hitters for the Spartans. Colleen Newby, the head coach for St. Mary's, was here before, won a couple of state championships, moved and I think it was her young daughter, went to Danvers. She moved over and became the Danvers head coach. And She's back at St. Mary's. And they're glad to have her. She's an outstanding coach. She was an outstanding player. She was the first slapper. She was a very good athlete, right-handed hitter. And coach turned her around. And that started the slap. And it's been prevalent ever since. In for a strike. Alpont can bring it. She's got some mustard on those pitches. Hit foul off the backstop quickly, 2 strikes. Riley Williams gets her money's worth. She swings, she's put everything into it. Hit foul again. Count will stay 2 strikes. Hit foul. The 0-2 pitch again, coming up, Alpont to Williams. Wow, that didn't miss by much. That's why you can't call balls and strikes from out in the outfield. That would have been strike 3 by the spectators out here in the outfield. Took something off, floated it in, and stayed up and out. Good changeup by Alpont. Count goes 2-2. Williams making Alpont throw some pitches. She's hanging around up there. Good at bat by Williams, fouling a lot of pitches off. Working the count to 2-2. Hit foul again. Reaches for that and pops it up. So Alpont won the war against Williams. The pop-up goes to the second baseman, O'Brien. One away in the second for Gabby Marichal, the second baseman. Chased the pitch that was down in the dirt. Alpont got some help with that pitch. Third baseman cuts in front of the shortstop to make it an easy play. Nice job by Savino. If it goes to the shortstop, it would have been a little tougher because it wasn't hit that hard. Savino cut it off and made the easy throw over to the first baseman, Birkinshaw. 2 up, 2 down in the second. High for a ball. Riley Zukas, the right fielder, is the hitter. Top of the order on deck. Missing wide for a ball. In for a strike. Swing and a miss, backing away, swinging at that pitch. Down in the dirt, Zuka stepping back, away. And she draws a walk. She earned that walk. The other walk was intentional. Ashanti Padilla struck out swinging, leading off the first inning. Foul off the backstop. So both teams have got 2 hits. Both teams have received 2 walks. Both teams got 2 out hits. The difference, Fenwick's 2 out hit was thrown out at the plate. St. Mary's 2 out hit, scored a run, moved the base runners up, and a wild pitch scored the second run. So offensively, they're even, except on the scoreboard with St. Mary's leading at 2-0. Hit foul out of play. Zukas was running on the pitch. Fourth strikeout. So up on, the walk doesn't hurt. St. Mary's is down in the second. That big 2-out hit by Walker along with the wild pitch is the difference. St. Mary's 2, Fenwick nothing at the end of 2. Top of the order for Fenwick as we start the third inning. Sophia Savino bounced to the first baseman leading off the ball game. St. Mary's trying to go to 5-0 on the early season. As we mentioned, Fenwick hasn't played as many. They're looking to go over 500. They're 1-1. Swing and a miss. Anna Frank Woolley starting her third inning of work. In quickly, 2 strikes. Missed high for a ball. 1-2 the count to the Crusader third baseman. Popped up over the backstop, out of play. Again, just a beautiful day. Blue skies everywhere. You can't see, not a cloud in the sky. In the 80s, we finally got here. It's been horrible the start of the season weather-wise. Chop to third. Padilla gets to it quickly. Good strong throw. Good stretch by Catino. They get Savino. Play goes 5-3 for the out. Again, no wasted motion. Padilla got it and drilled it. Meg Birkinshaw, the first baseman, bounced out second to first. That one bounces to home plate. In for a strike. Swing and a miss. Frank Woolley jumps ahead of another hitter. Swing and a miss for strike three. That's your third strikeout. 2 up, 2 down in the third. Gigi Oppont, the pitcher, got a base hit. Maderas went in to run for her. And it looked like Fenwick got out in front after a walk. Bonacorsi got a base hit to left field. Looked like the run was going to score. Surreal made a bullet, absolute dot to home plate to Braid. And they nailed the runner at the plate. So our punt is 1 for 1. Low for a ball. It in the air. Zuka's couple of steps to her right, which made it easy because she's left-handed. So a 1-2-3 inning for Frank Woolley. She matches the one. No, that's the first 1-2-3 inning. Oppont gave up a 2-out walk in the second. So the first 1-2-3 inning goes to Frank Woolley. And St. Mary's will have 2, 3, and 4. St. Mary's will be one of 4 teams the last weekend of May that will be here at Breed playing in the annual Holland tournament. St. Mary's, English, Classical, and Swampscott. The annual Holland tournament, John Holland was one of the guys that helped put this whole complex together. Babe Ruth used to play at Frazier Field. They moved down here when this was just an oasis, and he did a tremendous job putting all of this together. And they honor him every year with the Holland tournament. The same weekend, the same schools will be playing in the second annual Dougie Mullins tournament. Dougie was an outstanding athlete, coach, and was taken at a far too early age. He was lost very early. And Joe Caponigo got everybody together and put together the Dougie Mullins tournament. The second will happen. It'll be Friday and Saturday, the baseball tourney at Frazier. And Saturday afternoon and Sunday morning will be the Holland tournament here. Brooke Maloney was called out on strikes in the first inning. She's the center fielder. out of the strike zone again. In for a strike. Maloney taken all the way. Third baseman Savino thought she was looking to bunt. She was almost down Maloney's throat. Charging in from third. Hit foul off the backstop. Count goes full, 3-2. Solid shot off the third baseman. Safe at third. She's got a base hit. Savino did a good job. If that goes by, it's going to be extra bases. She knocked it down, but Maloney gets an extra step being left-handed, but she can fly anyway. She got down to first. She beats it for a base hit. And St. Mary's has the leadoff hitter on. Anna Frank Woolley singled and scored the first run for St. Mary's back in the first inning. High for a ball. She took that pitch. She jumped on the first pitch that up on through to in the first inning and hit it up the middle. And she squares the bunt and fouls it off. Maloney was on the move. Hit foul out of play. Maloney takes off the throw down. They don't get her. She's so quick. She's in at second base in scoring position with nobody out. Frank Woolley can help herself. Call third strike, good pitch. Fifth strikeout. That's with one out in the third inning. Lori Surreal, they walked her intentionally in the first inning, and it cost them because it brought Walker up, and she got a big 2-out hit. And then on a wild pitch, another run scored. So I think they wish now they pitched to Surreal, let her take a shot with her. We got a conference on the mound, and now we got a conference with Coach Newberry, the hitter and the base runner. So everybody getting together. Up and away for a ball. They ran a play. The catcher threw the ball back to the pitcher very quickly. She turned around and looked like she threw a strike to second base. Second baseman, center fielder, chased it like it was going out in the center field. Brooke Maloney almost bit. She took 1 or 2 steps to go to third and very quickly got back because the shortstop still had the softball. Swing and a miss on a pitch that was up. So they almost fooled Maloney. Everybody running. Second baseman ran behind second base. The center fielder started chasing it. Pitcher screamed. Popped up out of play. Everybody did their part, and they almost got Brooke Maloney to bite. She took 2 short steps. Somebody yelled get back because she hustled back to second base. Off-speed pitch sails high for a ball. Hit in the air. Long run for the center fielder. It's in for a base hit. Hustling into second. Surreal hit a high pop-up. Shortstop went back. Center fielder couldn't get to it. Surreal winds up with a double. Maloney had to wait to see if it would be caught, so she's at third. So second and third with 1 out for Michaela Walker, who got a big 2-out hit. Let's see if they walk Michaela. They're going to come out to the mound to talk it over. So the pop-up was behind the shortstop, too far to her to get it. Center fielder had no chance. She was playing fairly deep and over to right center. She had a long run to try and get there. And it dropped in for a base hit. Surreal running all the way, gets to second base. She had walked and she scored the run on the wild pitch to make it 2-0 in the first inning. Now she pushes Maloney over to third. She's at second with 1 out. And Walker again got the big RBI single with 2 outs to knock in the first run and help set up the second run. Surreal hustling over to third on the hit and scored on the wild pitch. So everybody back, we'll get back to softball. And now they're going to walk, they're going to put Walker on. They'll load the bases for Roma Braid. It didn't pay off for them in the first inning. The walk extended the inning and St. Mary scored 2. Let's see how it works now. Roma Braid struck out swinging. And she's going to have a conversation with her coach, Colleen Newberry. We could see anything here. Third baseman is short. Shortstop and second baseman are actually not deep. In for a strike. So a hit, a strikeout, the double, and now the walk. The bases are loaded for St. Mary's, trying to add to a 2-0 lead. She pushes the bunt foul. That's a good thing it was, because Savino was right there. As soon as she shortened up, Savino breaking in. If that's fair, Savino's going to get the force at the plate easily. In this case, if you're going to bunt, push it to first. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Five strikeouts for Arpont. Riley Williams popped to the second baseman her one trip. She's the designated player, hitting for Catino, the first baseman. In for a strike. Lines it foul. Williams had a long at bat, her first at bat, hitting a lot of foul balls. Finally popped it up. Lines it the other way, just went foul, just hook foul. That would have been interesting. They're actually playing her like she's a left-hand hitter. The right fielder's way over in right center field. The center fielder's way over in left center. chops it to third, it skips foul. If Riley Williams could hit a ball inside the right field line, she could run forever. They don't expect her to pull the ball. The left fielder, center fielder's crews is almost behind the shortstop. The right fielder's behind the second baseman. They're pulled way over. Chased the high pitch and swung right through it. So for the second time in 3 innings, Alpont strikes out the side. St. Mary's threatens with the bases loaded, but they're down in the third. We finished third. St. Mary's leading Fenwick 2-0. As we start the top of the fourth, 4, 5, and 6. Well, Fenwick facing a 2-run deficit. St. Mary's threatened to push even further with 3 on and 1 out, but Alpont come up with 2 big strikeouts to end the inning. Her second inning, she struck out 3. She got 7 strikeouts in 3 innings. She got 3 in the first, 3 in the third, 1 in the second. Mia Mercurio drew a walk in the first inning. 1 of 2 that Frank Woolley has given up. Neither one hurt. Missing inside for a ball. The fans out in the outfield trying to help the umpire call balls and strikes. I'm about as far away as they are. And from where they are and where I am, you can't even see home plate. So you don't know if the ball's over the plate or not. But being ardent home fans, they want what's best for their team. 1-2 the count to the Fenwick shortstop. Hit it hard, but pulled it foul past third base. Hit in the air. Brooke Maloney calling everybody off. I hope so. She's the only one out there. So the fly to center field starts the 4th inning. Lily Bonacorsi got a base hit. Thought she had an RBI with the runner scoring from second. But Laurie Siriel, the left fielder, made a great throw to the plate. Braid had plenty of time to catch it and tag the runner coming home for the 3rd out. Fenwick hasn't been close since. Down and in for a ball. High and tight for a ball. And that's ball 4. So she had a 2-out walk, a leadoff walk, and now a 1-out walk. Gabby Mavori, and again I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, the catcher, drew the leadoff walk in the 2nd inning and got stranded at first base. Roma Braid again out to talk to her pitcher. base umpire get in on the talk as well. In for a strike. High for a ball. In for a strike, a little late with the right arm. I was going to say, even I was going to say, what's wrong with that pitch? Now, a conversation, the battle with the coach, and that helps St. Mary's. Catch your first baseman pitcher, have a little conference of their own. Up and away for a ball. Low for a ball. In on the hand, she swung right through it. Way in on the fist. Fourth strikeout for Frank Woolley. Lanny Timpson, the left fielder, struck out swinging in the second inning. Tries the bunt, pops it up. Roma Braid very quickly got the mask off. Very good defensive play. Quickly got rid of the mask, made the easy play. Made it look a lot easier than it was. So the walk with one out, doesn't hurt, gets left at first base again. We're halfway through the ball game. St. Mary's still leading it 2-0 with those 2 runs in the first inning. And while I have a moment, there will be a black cloud over the city of Lynn tomorrow when services will be held for Buzzy Barton, one of the premier people, his family and himself. Premier family in the city. Buzzy was outstanding as a 3-sport athlete at English. Coached the boys and girls basketball team, won championships. Served on a retiring board, helping senior citizens, helping them with any problems they had. Was a firefighter for 28 years. Got hurt on the job and had to retire. Was the president of the firefighters union, worked hard. He helped a lot of rookies get through their jitters being first-year firefighters. He helped a lot of young people in the city. Council at large for I think it was 12 years. But he's just an outstanding gentleman that did so much for so many. He gave so much of himself, and he's gone way too soon. And as I say many times, there's a hole now in the city of Lynn, and you don't fill it. When you lose someone like Buzzy Barton, you don't replace someone like that. He's one of those once-in-a-lifetime guys that come along, and you say, thank God he was a member of the city of Lynn, along with his family. his tremendous family. And our thoughts, our prayers, our condolences, and our sympathies go out to the Barton family and all of Buzzy's family, relative, friends, and loved ones. He had so many. He was loved by so many. God bless you, my friend. Rest in peace. Gabby Marichal bounced out third to first, her first trip. Swing and a miss. We're in the top of the fourth with one out. And that's the 8th strikeout by Oppont. And now with Riley Zukas up, they have the shift on. Again, the right fielder is still in right field. The center fielder is way around to left center field, expecting Zukas to go the other way. Third baseman Savino charging in. The bunt goes foul. Swing and a miss. The beat goes on. She's on the verge of striking out the side for the third time in 4 innings. I guess they just don't think that St. Mary's can pull the ball against Oppont because with the lefties up, they switch around. Hit in the left center field for a base hit. Making the turn, and that cost them that time. The center fielder way over in right center field, thinking they can't pull the ball. Well, Ashanti Padilla pulled it into left center field. She's got the second double in the game for St. Mary's. 2 outs, a runner at second for Brooke Maloney, who struck out, called it on strikes, and then hit a shot that Savino, the third baseman, made a very nice play on. She knocked it down. Maloney got a base hit. But if it goes by, it's going to be extra bases. Turned out to be a base hit. And it was big because St. Mary's left the bases loaded in that inning. Maloney tried to bunt, fouls it off. Pitcher Anna Frangwoolley on deck. Just up enough for ball one. Low for a ball. So we got Deuces Wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. St. Mary's leading 2-0. Deuces all over the place. High and tight for a ball. Way up and in. So the payoff pitch up and coming from Oppont to Maloney. Hit foul. So is St. Mary's dugout. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Hit foul again. Maloney hanging around. Swing and a miss. She does it again, striking out the side. 3 out of 4 innings, she struck out the side. 10 strikeouts in 4 innings for Upon, and she's on the short end. St. Mary's leading it 2-0 over Fenwick at the end of 4. 8-9-1 for Fenwick as we start the 5th inning. Macy Dunn pops up to the second baseman, her 1 trip. Hit foul off the backstop. Frank Woolley gave up 2 hits in the first inning. She hasn't given up a hit since. She did walk a couple after that first inning. Swing and a miss. Low for a ball. Nice stop by Braid on a pitch in the dirt. So Savino, Meg Birkinshaw, Gigi Opont, the top 3 hitters here in the 15th to face Frank Woolley. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Fifth strikeout for Frank Woolley. Julie Machiak. Low for a ball. She struck out, called out on strikes. She's the designated player hitting for Katie O'Brien, the second baseman. Hit foul past first base. Julie, I think it's Machiak. Cheshik. I know I'm not getting that correct. I apologize for that. Hit to second base. Gabby Marichal had to go a couple of steps to her right, makes the play. 2 up, 2 down. Sophia Savino takes the pitch for a strike. She bounced to first and bounced to third. She's the third baseman for Fenwick. Hits it high in the air, foul out of play. Tough pitch to take with 2 strikes. Chased the high pitch. 2 strikeouts in the inning. Third 1-2-3 inning for Frank Woolley. She's retired 12 out of 13. She had 7 in a row before she gave up a 1-out walk in the 4th. Now she's retired the next 5, so 12 out of the last 13. Six strikeouts for Frank Woolley. We'll move into the bottom of the 5th. That'll be the middle of the order, 3, 4, and 5 for St. Mary's. Franguli, Suriel, Walker to face Orpont, who'll be starting her 5th inning of work. She's been tough on the mound. That walk in the 1st inning, they've used it twice, intentional walks. The first one with Suriel on base. Walker made them pay with a big 2-out hit. Suriel hustled a third and scored on a wild pitch, and that's the difference in the game. The next time they used it was against Walker. They walked her intentionally, and that loaded the bases with 1 out, and Orpont came up big, getting 2 big strikeouts to get out of trouble. Anna Franguli singled and scored in the 1st. Called on strikes in the 3rd. I'm not sure what the problem is. Orpont was signaling something to the bench, took her mask off, took her glove off. Coach comes hustling over to the mound. I'm not sure what that was all about. Coach looks like he's doing some yard work around the mound. While I think of it, I should say a big tip of the hat. Rich Avery became the president of the Babe Ruth League, and he's the guy that also oversees Manning Field and Frazier Field. He does a great job. And Dave Raymond. Dave is a blessing in disguise for baseball and softball down here at Breed. The city is supposed to take care of the fields, but Dave Raymond puts it down. You see the foul line's down, the batter's box down, the circle on the mound, the infield is dragged. Whether it's a baseball diamond or a softball diamond, Babe Ruth people doing a tremendous job getting these fields ready for these young people to play. And again, the Babe Ruth people, they don't get a nickel. They do it all for zip. All they're interested in is the young people. The high school kids playing baseball and softball now, and the Babe Ruth kids during the summer. And an added burden for Babe Ruth because baseball is usually played at Frazier Field. In for a strike. And for those of you that watch these telecasts, take a trip, even if you just drive through by Manning Field and Frazier Field, take a look at what's going on. Hit the second base. Franguli is thrown out. They're renovating baseball teams, English, St. Mary's, Tech, Classical, all playing at Breed over behind us through the month of April because they're reconditioning Frazier Field. I drove by the other day. It's going to be an entire turf. They're doing a tremendous job. They got a new fence out in the outfield. They're going to do some work on the lights, I was told. It'll be like a Major League ballpark, but I drove by the other day. It looked absolutely beautiful. Lori Surreal walked and scored, and she had a pop-up beyond the shortstop in front of the outfield, and she hustled in the second for a double. That was the inning, and St. Mary's had the bases loaded and 1 out. And Orpont bore down and got 2 big strikeouts, leaving the runners on base and keeping it 2-0. Up and away for a ball. Surreal made that big-time play in first inning, fielding the base hit out in left field and throwing a strike, a laser beam strike to Braid at the plate to knock the runner down. One hop right back to the mound. Alpon helps herself. So she struck out 10, and she's got an assist. Michaela Walker singled the big 2-out hit. She's got a couple of those this year. Got a big 2-out hit to knock in the first run, and she was the second intentional walk that lowered the bases in the third. And Alpont got out of it. Hit foul past first base. Walker is the shortstop. Good pitch on the inside corner. She moves it well. She's got that little changeup she throws every once in a while. Hit foul past first base. Walker's base hit went to right field. She likes to go the other way. The base hit to right allowed Frank Woolley to score from second, and Surreal hustled over to third. She scored on a wild pitch. Called third strike. What a pitch. She's got at least one strikeout in every inning. A 1-2-3 inning for Alpont and Fenwick. 11 strikeouts in 5 innings. We're through 5. The difference is still that 2-run first inning. St. Mary's 2. Fenwick nothing going into the 6th. 2, 3, and 4 for Fenwick as we start the 6th inning. Meg Birkinshaw has grounded to second, struck out swinging. St. Mary's leading it 2-0. Pop up off the backstop, trying to bunt. Padilla, the third baseman, flying in from third. Down and away for a ball. Check swing pop up. Third baseman was way in. Nice job by the shortstop. Walker went over behind third base and made the play. She faked the bunt the first time, so Padilla was way in. The hit went over the third base bag. Walker did a nice job of going over to get it. Gigi Alpont singled in the first, fly to right, her last time up. In for a strike. Hit in the air. Zuka's had it on her glove. It's a foul ball. She had it, and it. Fenwick fans thought that was a fair ball. Zukas went over there. She had it. Not like her. She just dropped the ball. So Alpont gets a life. Now St. Mary's fans are moaning, thinking that pitch was a strike. So the umpire must be doing a good job. He's got everybody yelling at him. Fans from both sides. Hit into center field for a base hit. Her second hit. And I'm assuming we'll have a runner for her. Mia Mercurio walked and fly to center. I didn't see the runner go in. Looks like Walpon staying at first base. And the hitter gets hit. So Frank Woolley had retired 12 of the 13 she faced up until this point. Alpont got a base hit. Mercurio gets hit by a pitch. And all of a sudden, Fenwick has the tying runs on base with one out. And Lily Bonacorsi has singles and walked in her 2 trips. High for a ball. Lily Bonacorsi is the center fielder. Takes the pitch. She squared a bunt when she was just taking the pitch in for a strike. Hit foul and out of play. First threat since the first inning for Fenwick. This threat comes with one out. Call third strike. Good pitch. That's a big out. Two-way. The catcher, Gabby Mavori, has walked, struck out swinging. Up and away for a ball. Hit foul off the backstop. Good pitch for a strike. She jumps ahead of Mavori. Hit foul. Out of play. We'll do it again. Hit foul outside third. One swing of the bat. Fenwick could close the gap, trailing 2-0. One more strike. Frank Woolley could get out of a jam. Down and in for a ball. That's ball 4. Now tying runs are in scoring position. Go ahead run at first base with 2 outs. Laney Timpson is struck out and popped to the catcher. Hit foul to the third base coach. Hits it foul past first base. That would have been interesting. Timpson looking for a hit that could tie the game up. Right, Woolley looking for an out to get out of the jam. An out, a hit batsman, a strikeout, and a walk. 3 on, 2 out. Hit to short. Walker will go to first with it and get the out. So Walker makes 2 plays in the inning. Fenwick comes close. They load the bases, but they leave them loaded, and they're down to their last 3 outs. Woolley has walked 4. They haven't hurt. She hit a batter. She struck out 7. She's only given up 3 hits. St. Mary's will have 6, 7, and 8. And if you're looking to the top of the 7th, for Fenwick, it will be 8, 9, and 1. St. Mary's has only had 2 innings. The 2 runs they got in the first, they loaded the bases on 2 hits and a walk in the third, but Allpoint got tough and struck out the side and got out of it. Other than that, the other 3 innings, they're virtually going 1, 2, 3. They got a double by Padilla, but it came with 2 outs. And Allpoint got another strikeout to get out of the inning. 12 strikeouts for Allpoint. High for a ball. Roma Braid has struck out twice, both times swinging. Swings to the pitch, evens the count at 1. Hit. Nice play by the shortstop. Mercurio got a hustle, moving to her left, picked up that little soft pop-up. One away in the bottom of the 6th. Riley Williams has popped the second and struck out swinging. Hit foul of the backstop, quickly 2 strikes. Down and away for a ball. Alpine has pitched very well. High over the head of everybody to the backstop. 2-2. It could very easily be 0-0. Chased a high pitch and swung right through it. So if this is the last inning that St. Mary's hits, Alpine would have a strikeout in every inning. She struck out the side in 3. She got 1 strikeout in each of the other 3. Wide for ball. Gabby Marichal grounded to third, struck out swinging. Got a piece, fouled it to the backstop. Chased that high pitch. He just like that high pitch. Chopped to second. Another 1-2-3 inning. Alpine retires 11 of the last 12. And she's on the short end of a 2-0 St. Mary's lead. And Fenwick is down to the last 3 outs. We played 6. St. Mary's with 2 in the first inning. And that's it. 2-0 St. Mary's over Fenwick as we move into the 7th inning. Here we go in the 7th inning. Fenwick needs at least 2 to keep it alive. 12 strikeouts by Alpine. Everybody in the lineup for St. Mary's, with the exception of Laurie Surreal, the left fielder, has struck out at least once. She's walked 3. 2 of them were intentional. Gave up 5 hits. She retired 11 of the last 12 she faced. And she could very well be looking for a win here, but she's on the short end. And she done the right field to try to bunt, fouled it off. She's popped a second and struck out. Low for a ball. Tries to bunt and misses it. Count goes 1-2. It's a foul off the backstop. Frank Woolley trying to get St. Mary's to go to 5-0. Just missed inside. Much to the chagrin of the St. Mary's fans. That's strike 3. 8th strikeout for Frank Woolley. Julie Mishek, the designated player hitting for the second baseman O'Brien, has struck out and grounded to second. Top of the order on deck. In for a strike. Hit in the air. Nice play by Walker again. Going back over his shoulder, caught it falling down. Great play by Walker again. She's made some big plays and had the big hit. She's put a stamp on this game. That wasn't hit hard enough. Maloney can fly, but she wasn't going to get to it. Great play. That's an ESPN highlight by Walker. Fenwick down to the last out. Sophia Savino in for a strike. She's grounded to first, grounded to third, and struck out. High for a ball. Fenwick needs a base runner to bring the tying run to home plate. Hit foul off the backstop. High for a ball. Missing for a ball. Swing and a miss for strike three. Big finish. She strikes out 2 of the last 3. 9 strikeouts for Frank Woolley. She walked 4. They didn't hurt. She also hit a batter. Gave up only 3 base hits. Fenwick had that threat in the first inning. A hit, a walk, another base hit. Surreal made the big play. Base hit by Bonacorsi. Medeiros running for Opont. Got thrown out at the plate. They had one more threat in the 6th after an out. A hit and a hit batsman. Another out made it 2. A walk loaded the bases, but a ground ball got them out of it. And that's really the only threats they really had. They had a leadoff walk in the 2nd. She got the next 3. They had a 1-out walk in the 4th, got the next 2. And she got the side out 1, 2, 3 in the 7th. So Frank Woolley does an outstanding job. Pitches the shutout. 9 strikeouts. A hit batsman and 4 walks, gives up only 3 base hits. Allpont was terrific. She gave up the 2 runs in the first inning. After that, St. Mary's only had one other threat, and that was the bases loaded with 1 out in the 3rd, and she struck out the next 2 hitters to get out of the jam. And she retired 11 of the last 12. She gave up only 5 base hits, the 2 runs in the first inning. And they're going to be discussing this later on, the Fenwick fans. The intentional walk to Surreal in the first inning extended the inning. After Frank Woolley got a 2-out hit, they threw the ball away. Frank Woolley wound up at second base, and they decided to walk Surreal and put runs at first and second. And it cost them because Michaela Walker, who had an outstanding game, couple of big defensive plays, especially the one here in the 7th inning, got the big base hit to right field to knock in the run. Surreal hustled over to third. A wild pitch. Surreal hustled in from third. She scored the run. She scored that run to make it 2-0. She also made the big play, throwing the runner out at the plate in the first inning when Fenwick could have grabbed a 1-0 lead. And St. Mary's got the 2 runs in the first, and Frank Woolley made it stand up. Only one threat in the sixth, and that was the bases loaded with 2 outs, with a hit batsman, a walk, and a hit. But she got a big ground out to short to end the inning. Walker making the play again, throwing the runner out at first to end the threat. And then Frank Woolley retires Fenwick 1-2-3 with 2 strikeouts in the 7th to preserve the shutout. St. Mary's wins it 2-0. Shante Padilla had a double. Brooke Maloney had a single and a stolen base. Frank Woolley had a base hit and scored a run. Surreal was the only player in St. Mary's that didn't strike out against All Point. She drew a walk, double, scored a run. Walker had a great game. She had the RBI single, a big 2-out RBI single, knocking in the run, and drew a walk. And that was it offensively for St. Mary's, as they only got 5 base hits. But that 2-run inning, the big 2-out hit by Walker, and then the wild pitch with Surreal scoring, and Surreal making the huge play in the top of the first, throwing the runner out at the plate with a laser beam dot to Roma Braid, who made the tag at the plate, and that's as close as Fenwick got to scoring. And Frank Woolley gets the shutout with 9 strikeouts. She hit a batter, walked 4, but they were spread out well enough that Fenwick didn't get on the board. So 2-0 St. Mary's. They'll go to 5-0. Fenwick will have to wait to try and get back to 500. They drop to 1-2. We hope you enjoyed it. St. Mary's 2, Fenwick nothing. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.